Hello Capricorn. Welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship in the past. For others of you, this could be a current relationship. For a small portion of you, you could be dealing with somebody who you find yourselves in with as a situationship. For a small portion of you, this could be somebody that you've met, and as this card indicates, there's a whole lot of spiritual energy, but no one's really speaking up. My method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have. Wow. Oh my goodness, Capricorn. This is a jam-packed reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that are a little bit on the dark side. Dark in the sense that your person of interest is going through a lot. That's very dark and dreary. Now, because of the intensity of these cards, and because you also have the mystery card here, which is my past life card, spiritual connections card, this also shows me that the both of you may be going through the exact same thing. Your feelings and emotions, your energy, it is intermingling, it is intermixed, you are mirroring each other. And so sometimes, even for example, I don't do them right now, but if I did a career reading, for example, or even a health reading, sometimes those cards just show up. The love, because it's so intense, that energy kind of takes over. So the energy that we have in this connection, it is so strong in terms of the love and the affection and the passion that it's taking over the normal everyday mindset. And some of you may be finding it difficult to concentrate on your everyday life. Others of you, you're basically trying to let go, but it's just probably very difficult because of this type of situation that you have here. We also have here, starting with the first card, challenge, followed by mystery, illness, wellness, power, nourishment, wild woman, boundaries, inspiration, and then we have shapeshifting under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you, Capricorn, what your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. And it is quite intense. All right. My dear Capricorn, the situation I find myself in is extremely challenging. I find it difficult to move on. I find it difficult to exist. This challenge that I feel, it is huge. It's vast. I find it difficult to find a solution to this so-called problem. This is a riddle now that just can't be solved. This is how I feel, defeated in a way. I feel challenged because I have not experienced this before. And had I had that experience a long, long time ago, maybe now I would have been able to handle it, to overcome it, to understand it. But I do not, because I can't. I've realized now that this is a connection that is extremely different and is extremely intense. The intensity that I feel is on a spiritual level. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, I feel that there's something about you and it's always haunting me. I always end up thinking about you. I question the universe and the heavens. Why have you come into my life? Why now? Why not before? And why not long ago? I do realize that you and I have had our differences. We do not see eye to eye sometimes. But that level of understanding that exists by default, where I feel as if I've known you from before, that is very strong. I feel familiar, as if I've known you, as if you are home. You are my home. I can talk to you and not be afraid that you're going to judge me. I feel as if I can be myself with you. I also feel that sometimes, even when you're not there, I can smell your scent, which is very strange. And when you're not next to me physically, I can sometimes just simply feel your presence. In my dreams, I do miss you in real life, but in my dreams, when you're there, everything seems and feels so real. It's never quite the same, but I'm happy to see you in my dreams. I wonder why you have come into my life. Why now? Why not before? Why not long ago? Why not far into the future? Why is it that at this very moment I feel this struggle, this challenge? I find it difficult to handle this. I also find it very overwhelming. But I can't cut the cord. I can't cut the cord because I feel that there is no way for me to cut it. This is beyond the physical, and this is beyond my control. This is something that is controlled by the divine, and I do not have power over that. I feel weak. I also feel depressed. There's a sense of desperation and despair. There are certain things that have happened in my life that weigh me down below the surface of this water. I do feel that in this connection, I want to go above and rise up and be one with you. I find that difficult, though. Right now, all I want to do is to let go of the past and let go of the things that weigh me down and be with you above the surface of this water, but I can't because there are restrictions, constraints, burdens, responsibilities, certain trauma that I have gone through, and even memories that haunt me, that prevent me from moving forward the way that I would like to. I also feel that in this connection, you have this ability of truly making me feel powerless. I feel powerless. I feel that you have more power over me, and sometimes you are even in the alpha state, and I do admire that. You make me emotionally vulnerable and weak in the knees. Time has gone by, and I have realized that you are someone who is very special in my life. You have this ability of fulfilling all of my needs, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You are that person who is a perfect mate. And I know I could have been a better person in this connection. I understand that there are certain things that I have said. They've not been very truthful. I tried to get away with a few things. I wanted to hide from the truth, but it's hard. You've seen that side of me that has kept things from you, and now you've discovered that treacherous and trickster behavior. That was me. Telling you a few things, but hiding the rest of the truth. Going behind your back. And in this connection, there has been a sense of deception, deceit, suspicion. All because of the way I have behaved. And I know I've hurt you. Oh, I've hurt you so much. The hurt and the pain and the heartbreak. I know I've caused that. And I also know it's difficult for you to trust anyone. I caused that. For this reason, I feel the easiest thing for me to do is to put up my boundaries. Is to not engage, not talk. Not get so deep into it that I become emotionally vulnerable. So I've put a wall up. And I've created distance. And for that reason, out of sight, out of mind, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to work towards this goal, this aim, this challenge, because I can take a step back. Is that what cowards do? Yes, that is what cowards do. But it's better for me to be a coward than to go into this connection further and make more mistakes. Because that's what I feel I did. I was not truthful. I have spoken words, but taken out a few sentences here and there. I thought what you don't know won't hurt you, but it can, and it did. You should know the full truth. I also feel very inspired by you. You have no idea how much color you bring into my black and white world. Before, things were different. Life was boring. But then you came. And everything became colorful, even beyond color. The world looks better, smells better, tastes better, feels better. Everything is just so much better. I do want, and I do feel, that it's important you and I work together. I believe that in this connection, we can have it all. You inspire me to live again. You inspire me to be creative. Overall, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, no matter who I'm with or what I'm doing, even if I'm on the path with someone else, my mind is strictly towards you, longing and yearning for you, because you are that sweet distraction. You are a distraction. Even if I'm on the path with someone else or doing something else, my mind is always towards you. This is why it's a challenge. And yet, I've put up boundaries. But you don't know what you mean to me simply because I don't express it to you. You may think and you may wonder, perhaps I don't care about you anymore. That's far from the truth. I do care about you. And you are an inspiration. You've changed my life. And I am grateful for that. All right, Capricorn. So much is happening here. So I see the majority of you are at a distance from this person. You do have the boundaries card. So many of you, if you are resonating, let me know in the comments below if I'm on the right track. Because it does show me here that there are some boundaries, and it's because this person was not truthful. For a tiny portion of you, this could be related to cheating, because I have a third party card here. Now, keep in mind, the third party card doesn't necessarily mean another human being that somebody's cheating on or with. This could be a project that this person is working on, taking care of a sick loved one, working at a different location far away. It could be rules that this person has to follow. So it could be anything that is forcing them to stay away and keep away. And what's different about that situation is that there's a desire here to be that person who can be in this connection. But somebody here is unable to give that time, energy, and effort. They're unable to do that. All right. This seems weird, but I'm going to do this. I think, yes, there you are. Haha. Just moved the stand a little bit. Typically I do that at the end for the next video, but I like, as you could see, I like symmetry. All right. I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. Interesting. So we have here the Two of Cups. So why do I look at these cards anyway? Firstly, the first set of cards that you just saw, for those of you who are new, that is the current status of your person of interest. These I like to read and go a little bit into the past. What happened in the first place in this connection? Things were going great, but then things just started to go downhill. Did not work out. What happened? Your person of interest may have ghosted you. They may have just, I'm getting the word abandoned, walked out. I'm getting the word walked out. So it's a whole lot of things. This person just started to keep their distance and you did not know why. They may be perhaps messaging you once in a while, but it's very rare. You may wonder, what did I do? So hopefully this will provide you with some clarity and some guidance on that. They're just two cards here. But sometimes the meaning is very in-depth and it can provide you with some understanding. Your person of interest probably did not tell you what was on their mind. Usually they don't. Especially if they decided to put up the boundary. They're not going to talk to you much. And the reason why people don't do that, they don't want to create a scene. They don't want to look like the bad person. Also, if you have not had a closure, this does mean that they've kept the door, metaphorically, the door ajar. And one day, if they want to come back, they can do that. But the question is, do you want them back, right? People can't just use people like that and abuse them and then all of a sudden come back into their lives like that. Somebody here has to be held accountable for their actions and their behavior. These cards I read in the reverse. So let's have a look. Two of Cups and we have Fortune. with the Two of Cups, this talks about how back in the day there was harmony, partnership, and love. But that changed. This could have been an attraction that had become perhaps even a love relationship. It could have turned into a love relationship or a friendship. However, your person of interest at the time was full on fixated on infatuation, overindulging in sensuality for the sake of the emotional high. This is something that they felt. This is something that they felt comfortable with. They felt like this towards you. And this is a problem because, yikes, how is one supposed to have a long-lasting, loving relationship with emotion when there's really not much emotion there? This was very physical. Here we also have Fortune. Fortune here talks about how this person felt that chance, fate, and destiny was not on their side. There was a lack of expansion, and there was a fear of expansion, and there was a lack of prosperity. This is what they felt. Here they felt that their fate was a very negative sort of fate. There was no generosity from the universe. This is what they were feeling. They also did not have the ability to open up to abundance. There was no awareness of beauty and or of love. They felt uncomfortable with their feelings, and they were disappointed by the experiences that they've had with chance, feeling ignored by fate, fortune, destiny. When will it be their turn? You're talking about a person who's overall very negative. They've put their hands up in the air. They say, you know what? It never happened before. Who's to say it's going to happen now? It's never going to happen. So this person was extremely pessimistic. They did not have that sense of belief, that sense of faith. They did not feel that anything that they say or do will help the situation. Now, this card, Fortune, for me, also talks about inconvenient timing. That means that somehow, whatever the circumstances were, the both of you met. And you remember the card we literally just had here, shapeshifting. For me, like I said, that's my third party card. So some of you, that card plus the past life card, which was the mystery card, that card plus that card, it shows me that in this connection, there has been this sort of energy where it's difficult for one person to move on, because they feel bound to the other person. Now, by having that feeling of being bound, there's a restriction. Somebody here has been in a relationship with someone else for a very, very long time, and then somebody else came into the picture. This is what happened here, you see. So many of you may be in this sort of a situation where you are with somebody, or your person of interest, cross-watcher, they are with somebody and you show up in their life, or they show up in your life. Either way, the both of you have met, but the problem is one of you or both of you are in a connection with somebody else. That is a classic case I've seen of twin flames. Now, not all of you are twin flames because it's very overrated in a way, I've noticed. Not everybody is a twin flame, but you also have soulmates, karmic partners, and they still feel the same. Yes, twin flames are a little right on the top there because it's a little too much, twin flames. But when you go into the past life feelings and emotions, everybody literally does feel the same. Now, what's interesting about your situation here is some of you may have met somebody at a very inconvenient timing. So it's an inconvenient sort of time. You wish either you had met before, 10 years ago, for example, if you are that old, or maybe 10 years down the road, but not now, because right now is what makes it very difficult for an individual to make a decision to whether to be in this connection or not to be. They don't know. And perhaps you are stuck in this connection too now, not knowing should you move on or should you just stay. And the question here is, with the Fortune card, that sense of inconvenient timing. This is what the universe wanted for me? Now? Why not before? Why not long ago? Why not after all this is done? It could also be that some of you may be busy settling down financially. You may be gone back to school, university, college, whatever, extra training. And you don't have time for the other person. That is inconvenient timing as well. So I do see a situation here where there's two people that have gotten together, but the timing has been quite inconvenient. Let me know in the comments below if any of that resonates. All right. Of course, this is a general love reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. All right. I have here the Beginner's Tarot, and what I like to do with this deck, I like to have a look at any sort of actions, plans, or intentions your person of interest may have towards you. Interesting. We have Queen of Swords, then we have the Moon. Yikes. We have the Chariot. Two major arcanas side by side. Followed by the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Swords. You're dealing with somebody here who seems to be quite distant and cold. They're cold. It's like, you know on the inside that they have feelings and emotions for you, but they too act very logical, critical, nitpicky. It's just very difficult to please them because you don't know. It's almost, you don't know what's going on inside of their mind. And sometimes it's almost as if you're walking on eggshells because you don't want to, mess things up. So here we have a situation with the first card, which is the strongest, the Queen of Swords. This is how your person of interest is viewing you. Why are they viewing you like someone who is cold? Someone who could hurt someone very easily. They are afraid of you. They feel not only intimidated, but they're actually fearful because now they know that everything that they've done, especially the lies, this is right here too, the Moon, they have lied, they have betrayed you, and they have lied to you. And this has happened in the dark, in secrecy, which is why you had the Wild Woman card. Remember the card that was right here, the lady in red there. That card talks to me about somebody not being faithful, somebody not being truthful. This is something that happened here. And because this person behaved in this way towards you, they realize now that, oh my goodness, I have turned Capricorn into a jaded individual, into somebody who is now very cold, aloof, distant, not warm. I can't even thaw this person. That's what they feel that you're like. And it's because they've hurt you. Now, the real you, Capricorn, you might not be like this. You might be warm, fuzzy, cuddly, and just adorable, right? And lovable, right? This is you. But this person does not see it like that at this point in time because they are thinking, just like many other people think, that if they think like this, then most likely Capricorn thinks like this too. But we don't. We cannot actually get into relationships thinking that what I'm thinking is the same thing that the other person's thinking. We have a lot of misunderstanding I've seen in these type of readings and love readings, personal love readings, where people have that impression. We cannot judge somebody and we cannot think the way that they do. That is why they are different and we are different. So what I'm seeing here is your person of interest does feel that it's difficult to approach you because they are afraid of you, nervous around you. They feel that you may snap at them, you may get angry at them. I mean, this person has a sword, right? Very unpredictable. So they're very nervous. And why are they nervous? The answer is right there, because what's on their mind still are the lies and the betrayal that took place, things that happened in the dark that never came to light. They are aware of this. They're aware that they really hurt you, actually. And now because they've hurt you, they're afraid of you. That's probably why they also put up their boundaries card, because they don't know how to handle this. Remember, first card you had was challenge, right? So it's so challenging for this person to be with you because of the stuff that they did, right? It's not good. We also have your Chariot. Now, deep, deep down in this person's heart, they really do desire you. There's a whole lot of desire here, sexual desire, and passion. But the problem is they're wanting to rush into your life back again, but they're not really thinking straight. Mostly it's because of the desire and the passion that they have towards you. And even the sense of guilt that they have. They just want to reconcile and be with you. They don't want to lose any sort of time. The other thing with this card, the Chariot card, is now they know it's time to make a decision. It's time to make a decision. Should I move left or right? You did not have the Crossroads card earlier. So they are still not at the stage, but they are thinking about it because they know in the future that those boundaries, are they going to last forever? Or are they going to break them down? What's going to happen? It's a boundary, and you have a Chariot. Some chariots are so strong you can just go right over the fence, right? Break that fence. So it depends on this person and how they view you. And this is not your fault for looking like this or being like this. You probably are not, which is why you're here, because you're soft enough to actually want to know what's going on. And soft is not a weakness. Softness is love. And that's good. That's a good thing. That's good karma. But this person is scared of you. They're fearful. They're nervous because they don't know how you're going to react to the things that they've done, but now they don't want to lose you either. And they want to rush back into your life. One of the reasons also, they see you as someone who's very nurturing, caring, protecting, loving. Always the good provider, somebody who can always be there for the other person. This person can rely on you. This is what they feel. You also have a green thumb. This person feels that you're very fertile in a way. Either it could be with children or just plants and pets and growth, prosperity in general. They feel that you have these qualities. The overall arching theme, we have here the Ace of Swords. Like I said earlier, this person is thinking very critically. So they're thinking here with their mind, their logic, critical thinking. They're thinking in a very rational way, but in a logical way. The problem with that is that they're not thinking with their heart. Do we have any cups here? No. We do not have any cups. This is a person who is thinking very logically, strategically, even tangibly here. We have materialistic, right? Pentacles. So you're dealing with somebody that has a very different mindset from your own. Now, please keep in mind, everybody has a different way of loving. In all honesty, they do. Some are very physical. Some just give. And some like to pay things. Some like to treat you out. Some don't really express it either. But they express it in different ways. But not everybody loves an individual the same way. There's different ways of loving. The problem with this person, however they love, it is not clear on how they do. Because here you're dealing with somebody that is thinking on a tangible level, on a very logical and practical level. So when you have logic and practicality, is there room for actual love? This is the way this person loves you. Isn't that weird? But like I said, different people have different ways of loving. Now, Capricorn, if this is not your way of loving, you need to really think long and hard. Why were you even in this connection with this person? Because I see this individual in a very different kind of mindset. I do see them reaching out to you, but I see it more like a business deal kind of feeling. Like, yeah, the both of you are together, but it's because you give them something and they give you something in return. And it's not a whole lot of unconditional commitment, long-term love. That's not the type of situation we have with these specific cards, maybe in the next week or couple of weeks from now, maybe it might change. Most likely it will. But that's what I see right now. All right. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right, these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. And also, this deck is not the Lover's Path. This deck is the Archangel Answer cards. All right. So these are some messages, some words of advice for you. So we have here, first card is the Strongest. So it does appear with the majority of the cards here that there's some piece of information that you don't know, and you're going to have to consult people regarding that. Here it says, ask for help from others. So this could be your friends, your family members, people that you trust. 2 to 3 people maximum. You don't have to go talk to too many people. But people that you know that are wise and they have had good positive outcomes and long-term related connections. That way they can give you the type of advice that would be beneficial to you. Otherwise, sometimes if you don't go to the right person, it could be a biased opinion and you do not get the right information because they're just bitter and they can't see anything beyond that. So here we have, wait. Please do wait for the circumstances to change. Remember, you're dealing with somebody who is very practical, very logical. They're not really thinking too much with that side of their emotion. And they need to eventually. They will eventually. They're a human being. But it's going to take some time. Here we have, get more information. In the meantime, while you're waiting, get more information regarding the problem that you've been facing, the topics that you've been having issues on, belief-related matters, communication-related matters, anything. I'm getting the word misunderstanding. So even if it's a misunderstanding, try to get more information on that topic so that going forward, when you get a chance to communicate with this person, when you get that opportunity, you will be able to express yourself to them in a very clear and concise way, short and sweet. Keep it short and sweet. Not too long. People get lost in the details. We also have here trust. So do trust in the divine. This is divine's plan, the holy light of God. We have here also, yes, with an exclamation mark, if you believe there will be an opportunity. Yes. So opportunities do come to us and sometimes we don't take them. Here they are saying that yes, there will be an opportunity, but you're going to have to believe in it, in the goodness of it, in the opportunity itself. So do believe in that when it comes and act accordingly. However, I recommend that you act accordingly only after you speak to some people and you get some more information, then you take that opportunity. In the meantime, to get more answers as well, you can ask your angels. And the way I connect with the angels, Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, I pray to the Christ consciousness, who is Jesus. From there, in my mind's eye, I get to this holy white light, and I always call it holy. Always remember to keep it holy. Say the words holy. That is who we call God. In the presence of who we call the Almighty. It is this particular being who is the manager of the angels. So you basically just ask, let the Supreme Being know what your issue is. Ask for permission to send down Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, and within a split second, they are in your presence. Then you can simply just tell them, this is the problem. Can you guide me? They know what your problems are, but they also need permission from you so that they can help you. And many people have said that they have sometimes felt the presence. Sometimes people say they can hear. Sometimes they say that they can see feathers that fall. So all of these, sometimes these little signs, that's the way. They don't want to freak you out because they don't look very human. They look a little different than humans, actually. And this is even Archangel Michael. One day, hopefully, I'll be able to publish something about that. Angel Fakul has told me. So, let me just, the curiosity, okay? It is the shape of a human, right? It's the shape of a human with wings. But the face is a little different. It's not like the typical face that we see. It's a very distinct sort of face. So, please understand that when you're in this connection with this person, it does appear that there's certain things that created misunderstandings. And what's needed is that sense of clarity, that patience, and that understanding. So that in the future, when you guys do get the chance to talk, it's almost like you got to fight fire with fire, because I'm seeing here one side there's fire, the other side there's fire. This is the logic being confronted by another logic. So you cannot confront this person or talk to this person, take this opportunity, the way that you have been doing it traditionally. If they are very cold and calculated in a way, you are not cold, but do be calculated and logical and rational. It's almost as if when you're dealing with a scientist, you have to speak the scientist's language in order for them to understand you. This is almost a similar situation where it would be difficult for an artist to explain something to a scientist, because there's certain things that the scientist just needs that are logical and practical. This is a type of connection you have with this person. So when dealing with this person, it's like you literally need to go onto their, I think it's like called turf. It's like you go to their turf, you tell them the way it is, you tell them with their own language, and then finally, whatever that discussion is about, they will understand, because now you've brought things down to their level. That's what's needed here. It appears that the way you guys communicate is very different. And I understand opposites attract, and that's perfectly fine. But when you realize that you just can't get through to the person, sometimes it's like you just gotta come down to their level. And it doesn't mean come down to their level. It could even be like go up to their level, right? But be at that level where they are in order for you to communicate better, in order for them to understand where you're coming from. And if you don't feel like doing that, you don't have to do it. It's not necessary. I wanted to just quickly go over something with the rest of you here. We did have, let's see, where did I put it? We did have the past life card. For some of you, this is a very strong connection. It's very difficult for you to let go. And I would recommend that you have a look on my website, www.asnointia.com, at my past life package. It does take me a while to do. If you find that it's out of stock, you can send me an email and I'll put you on the waiting list. But this particular one teaches you and tells you what happened in your past life. Most of you do have a past life connection. Some of you may have, a very small portion of you may have a future life connection that hasn't really happened yet, because I do those type of readings. So I know that there is such a thing as a future life, which hasn't happened yet, but also a lot of past lives. That's very common. You have a spiritual connection with this person. You are either twin flame, soulmates, karmic partner, maybe even more, but those are the top three that I've seen that are the strongest. It's difficult for somebody here to let go. Sometimes you feel obsessed with this person. So if you are feeling that intensely about this connection and you feel that it is overwhelming to the point where you just can't, and I'm sorry to say it, but like live your life, but it does happen. I know it happens. Then do have a look at that package, read through the description so that you know what to expect. And once you have that, usually, typically, it provides a lot of clarity and understanding, because I don't just go into what this life is like. I go into the past life to see what happened in that life that is affecting your life now. Also, on my other channel, Asnointia Audio, I do have past life and spiritual connection videos, and also relationship-related advice that's based on how people actually feel on the inside, which is what they hide. They don't want to really tell you how they feel. All right, guys, that is your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. It was a little specific. I do know that it was quite specific, certain parts of this reading. And I will see you guys again. Thank you so much for tuning in. You all take care. Stay safe. Bye now.